Part 2. Stupid is the new black. Behold, I bring tidings of the second dot-com boom. Stupid is back! That at least is the message from 100 Insta-pundits on the business pages of newspapers, in blogs, and countless analyst reports. The entire world seems shocked by the entirely expected purchase of the video sharing site YouTube by Google for $1.65 billion US. It's a bad deal, some say, doomed to fail. It isn't worth it. It'll bring Google crashing back to earth with endless litigation from copyright holders who have just been waiting for someone with deep enough pockets to sue. Feh. What most everyone overlooked, as it happened the very same day as the Google purchase, were the licensing deals that YouTube struck with Universal, Sony, BMG, and CBS. Together with an earlier deal with Warner Music, YouTube now has a deal with every major music publisher in the world. YouTube will now figure out how to share all of that revenue it'll be generating with Google's advertising techniques to all of the copyright holders with materials who end up on YouTube. Now, some pundits have indicated that only a moron would buy YouTube, because it's widely believed that YouTube has built its business entirely on violations of copyright. Now, certainly, YouTube established its reputation with a specific piece of video owned by somebody else, a digital short from NBC's Saturday Night Live program, Chronic Sunday. That video, which was viewed millions of times before NBC rattled its legal saber and had it taken down from the site, introduced most users to YouTube. In the years since Chronic Sunday, YouTube has become a clearinghouse for the funniest bits of video produced by other companies, from segments of The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, to South Park, to Family Guy, to The Simpsons. Why has YouTube become the redistributor of these clips? Because none of the copyright holders made an effort to distribute these clips themselves. YouTube has been acting as an arbitrageur of media, equalizing inequity in the marketplace and getting very rich in the process. It may be copyright violation, but the power of the audience is far, far, far greater than the power of the copyright holder. YouTube could possibly delete every clip uploaded in violation of copyright, and to some degree they will do that. But if you have a few thousand people uploading the same clip, how do you stay ahead of that? Even YouTube itself is subject to the power of its audience. And if they become draconian in their enforcement of copyright, which is a possible outcome of the YouTube purchase, they will simply force the audience elsewhere, to other sites. Better by far to strike a deal with the copyright holders, so that they can receive a recompense for their efforts. Now, NBC has started to distribute Saturday Night Live's digital shorts on its own website. ABC and Fox offer full streaming versions of their TV shows, and everyone is queuing up to sell their wares on iTunes. Is this a willing transition? Probably not. Minutes spent in front of the computer are minutes lost to television ratings. But if the copyright holders do not distribute their content as widely as possible, someone else will. YouTube has proven this point beyond all argument. Now, some pundits believe that YouTube will die without a steady stream of content uploaded in violation of copyright. But if recent history is any guide, the studios are now falling over each other in their eagerness to do a deal and share some of that money. The simultaneity of the Google purchase of YouTube and the deals with the recording industry are not accidental. They're indicative of a great sea change. Big media has swallowed the bitter pill. They've realized that they've lost control of distribution. Now they're going to try and make some money off of it. But the pundits make another and a more damning point. They say that no one wants to watch those little handmade videos which make up the vast majority of uploads to YouTube. This is the big lie of big media. If it isn't professionally produced, the audience won't watch it. No statement could be more mendacious, and no statement could be further from the truth. As film producers and as broadcasters, some of these pundits certainly hope that the audiences prefer professional content to amateur productions, but there's no evidence to support this position, and quite a bit to counter it. The success of Red vs. Blue, Home Star Runner, Happy Tree Friends, and The Show with Zay Frank, each of which command audiences in the hundreds of thousands to millions, prove that audiences will find the content that interests them and share that content with their friends using the hyper-distribution techniques enabled by the network, which ensure that audiences get what they want from anyone, anywhere, at any time, with a minimum of difficulty. These productions lie completely outside the bounds of professional media. They are amateur, not in the sense of raw or poorly produced, but because they have turned their backs on the antique systems of distribution which previously separated the big boys from the wannabes. A perfect example of this transition can be seen in the video that you just watched by the Australian band Sick Puppies. Shot by the band's drummer, it features a well-known character, Juan Man, who inhabits Sydney's Pitt Street Mall bearing a sign, "Free Hugs." The band befriended this unlikely character and shot hours of video of him at work giving free hugs to passers-by. While in Los Angeles pursuing a recording career, the drummer cut his footage into a 3-minute film and then added the band's song All the Same as a temp track. Thinking to share his work around, he uploaded the video to YouTube on September the 26th of this year and told his friends, who told their friends, who told their friends. YouTube is particularly good at the viral distribution of media. It's the one thing they've gotten absolutely right. So now, 3 weeks later, 3 million people have seen that video. The Sick Puppies are on the map. Their music video has given them a worldwide fan base, and a debut album on a major label expected early next year will complete their transformation from amateur to professional. Salience determines whether an audience will gather and share media, not production values. In the time before hyperdistribution, audiences had a severely limited pool of choices, all of them professionally produced. Now the gates have come down and audiences are free to make their own choices. When placed head-to-head, can a professional production of modest salience stand up against an amateur production of great salience? Absolutely not. The audience will always select the production which speaks to them most directly. Media is a form of language, and we always favor our mother tongue. The future for YouTube lies with the amateurs, not with the professionals. The pundits miss the point entirely, assuming that the audience will behave as it always has. But this is not that audience. This is an audience which has essentially infinite choice and has come to understand that the sharing of media is an act of production in itself, that we are all our own broadcasters. And you'd have to be a moron to miss that.